Good evening. Welcome to Military Strategies Live right now. December 11, 2025, Donald Trump gives the order. The Ghost Fleet, the fleet of the oil pirates, meets its end in the Caribbean Sea. Family, your likes, your comments. This is Military Strategies. Let's begin. Good evening, family. Welcome to Military Strategies. We're live. Community. What a day. What a yesterday. What an intro, huh? What an intro. It's impressive for me to see these things live. What can I say? It makes me want to get on one of those boats and become another legend of the Caribbean Sea. Impressive, really impressive. Thank you so much, family, for being live with us. It's something else to be able to tell this story, to be able to talk about what's happening in Venezuela, what's going on, the liberation of Venezuela. Step by step, minute by minute. What a community, what a community, what a world we have to live in. Well, we'll get back to the intro later, don't worry. Right now, what you need to do is leave your likes, your comments, and welcome to your channel. Yesterday was an epic day. We totally crushed it. Well, let me tell you that we already have 16 million views. Trending channel, together with Guarimba, about what's happening right now in Venezuela. We're really stirring things up. My friends, Mari Gaston, myself from Military Strategies, and all of you, we're breaking ground on something that's never been done before in communication, and we're doing it together. Today is an epic day.
Ayer,
The United States broke a record and seized a 333-meter-long ship as big as a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, now heading toward the United States of America. We have new information about this, and also, right now, I'm letting you know. Already, it's likely that in a few minutes, we'll see things in the Caribbean skies. Tanker planes took off recently from the Dominican Republic, so it's likely that things could happen tonight. If I were you, I'd stay because you already know when things blow up, how we react and how we experience it. There's nothing like it on the whole platform. There's no other way to experience it than on Military Strategies. Yesterday, what happened with Skipper happened. Today, we have new news. Today we have new information. Today we have the Skipper's video in full high definition. We're going to watch it. There it is. Today we're going to remember yesterday's moment. But there's also the circumstance, the small but significant circumstance, that Donald Trump has launched a new corrective package. It seems that Nicolas Maduro, the dancer, was still laughing yesterday. Let's see if today, especially Celia Gomez's nephews, if the First Lady of the Narco, of the Cartel of the Suns, will keep laughing. Have they imposed sanctions on them, on Venezuelan businessmen and the Ghost Fleet? And also here, exclusively today on Military Strategies, we have located the ships of the Ghost Fleet from Cuba and Nicolas Maduro's tyranny. Don't miss it live here, family. Well, the Super Chat's also open. You can also leave your comments. You can leave us your message. And you also have PayPal to contribute to this channel with completely independent content. And also today, I'm pleased that there's great news. There's great news in my country, in Spain. And it's that the police and the Civil Guard, the Criminal Investigation Unit for Organized Crime, have entered the headquarters. At Plus Ultra Airlines headquarters, how is this relevant? Strategies? What does this have to do with anything? This has to do with none other than the Airline Plus Ultra. With the help of Zapatero, who is also already under investigation by the United States, with an international arrest warrant expected soon.
Nacional.
Nothing more, nothing less. She's going to be investigated for her connection with Nicolas Maduro's cartel. Money laundering, tax crimes, all of this happening at the same time. And now the Central Operative Unit working directly with the United States of America, the Central Operative Unit is becoming Pedro Sanchez's hammer. And what about the corruption, the Hispanic-American connection between Venezuela and the communist we have in power? Brace yourself. Things are about to get tough. Well, yesterday's video, for those who didn't know. For those who didn't see it, yesterday we enjoyed free movies. No payment needed. None from Operation Southern Spear. By order of Commander-in-Chief Donald Trump, the United States launched an assault and boarding. Straight out of a movie on the Skipper, one of the largest oil tankers on this planet, a gigantic thing. Here we can see it. Now, yes, we can see it in full high definition and good quality. We see the sea, air, and land team taking the deck of the ship and moving to take control of it, crews secured at this moment. Now let's show where the ship is. It's heading north towards the United States of America. Donald Trump has already stated his intent. What does he plan to do with the toy with a little boat? Donald Trump has said we're going to keep confiscating the oil in the ship. We'll see what we do. Maybe they'll return it, or they'll have to do something because maintaining this ship is expensive. With the ship and its barrels of oil, that's over 328,000. Sorry, $328 million. That's a lot. There's a lot of money at stake now. But something needs to be highlighted, and that's the preparation being carried out by the Special Operations Teams. The United States Marine Corps, the Marines, and the Navy SEALs. And it's a situation. It's a very dangerous operation. The wind, the waves, the conditions. Falling is almost certain death. The propulsion turbines of that ship will drag you in and turn you into ground meat. And it's a dangerous operation. Very, very dangerous. Officially, they talk about 2 helicopters, but I would say I would bet on 3 helicopters. From what we saw, things are happening. Things are happening in the skies. They're happening right now. Details that we need to quickly go to the map. We have to go explore now. What the hell is happening in the Caribbean Sea? Let's go here. Last night, we left the story where a drone from the United States of America was taking a trip along the entire coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. In Mexico, get ready, Mexican cartels, because they're going to put you in your place. Just like Nicolas Maduro, Donald Trump doesn't really care either. The issue of borders, the issue of sovereignty, what matters to him is his security. National security. And Claudia Simbao, she has said it. He's not going to carry out any operation against the cartel, so there's nothing. No problem. Donald Trump is already there, prepared and ready to launch operations against the cartel, also from Mexico. So, we're going to be looking at this as well. Right now, there's very intense air activity. It's likely that planes from Ceiba, from Puerto Rico, are taking off right now. We're also going to confirm with our friends, with the spotters we have there, so they can give us real-time information. Is it passing by there? We're now going live to HRHR Plane Spotter for an update on what's happening there. I think things are going to happen tonight. I have that feeling from different channels and different sources. Maybe we won't see it officially. They might not open the beacon for us to see what's happening in the skies, but military strategies, it feels like something will happen. A hunch, let's call it that. We might see things. Hopefully we'll see things. Maria Karina is still in Oslo. Preparing the itinerary for the trip that will take place across Europe and possibly end in the United States of America.
Go.
Possibly with this, I mean, things will speed up. We also need to analyze his words. We definitely have to see what the key points have been. To the questions he was asked, Maria Karina has received questions. Important questions.
Peace.
What she has been asked. If she is in favor of or against a military intervention in Venezuela,
No.
she wisely said, that's for the United States and its national security, and I won't say what the United States should do. A smart move to avoid getting caught up. Good job, Karina, good job. Nice move.
Do.
But what happened at the White House? Marco Rubio also spoke today. He hadn't spoken for a few days, but also Congressman Carlos Jimenez wrote a few minutes ago.
Dos.
Get ready. Get ready for what you're about to see. Venezuela. I'm not the one saying it. It's a congressman from the United States of America.
Go.
Pay attention to this. Note Carlos Jimenez's writing. Leave your likes, leave your joy on this channel. Let's put it on. He won't be happy today. Kung Fu Panda, also called Maduro. We control the sky.
Boom.
We control the sea. You already know what's left. Just a little more. And what's missing?
Oh.
What could be missing in this story?
Go.
We still have to control the land by land.
Wow.
We still have to enter the wolf's den, Nicolas Maduro's. And we're getting closer every time. We've been saying it, we've been warning about it. They said it was just smoke, but the smoke is clearing. The fog that covers the coast of Venezuela is starting to disappear. And they're getting closer and closer to freeing the people of Venezuela. What a moment, family. What a moment we're living through. All right, let's see. Now, an important topic. Let's switch gears and go with the latest about Donald Trump. Tension. Today has been a day of sanctions. Today has been a day of reports after yesterday's frenzy. Today has been an intense day. Today, new sanctions were issued by the United States Department of the Treasury.
Go.
Against figures linked to Nicolas Maduro and his circle, including family members and associates. This is mind-blowing. 3 nephews. Tel Flores, a businessman associated with the regime. And bad news for Cuba. 6 shipping companies and their vessels related to Venezuelan oil. Get ready. Today, the United States has added 6 ships to its wanted list. Related to the transportation of oil from Venezuela.
No.
We have the names of the tankers here. Where are they? We have them here, we have everything, and we're going to tell you all about it live right here. Military strategies, where are we right now? 18,000 people.
Us.
With the most tense moment right now. Look, as I research these topics, I end up discovering more and more things, and you're going to be amazed. You're going to be amazed. Let's go to the map. Because there's a map of this. There's a special map. Just a second, we're going to change it. I want to put it in command mode. Now it's in command mode. Sometimes we say that we're impressed by the number of planes in the sky, but what we don't see is the number of ships in the sea. Look, each arrow is a ship of different types, different kinds, different stories. Each one of the ships can carry thousands of amazing things. We're going to go to a very specific place on the map. We're going to leave Venezuela for a while and head to another place. What place is that? Cuba. Cuba? You already know it's a dictatorship. The Cuban people are also suffering from the effects of communism, corruption, and the mafias. There's a place called Cienfuegos, a place that we could historically compare to some place from World War II where Nazi ships would take refuge to avoid being sunk. A kind of hidden place, Cienfuegos. The Bay of Jagua in here, inside this bay,
de esta bahía
are some of the ships that today the United States has sanctioned. There they are, look. We have them all. Let's go through the list of names and start thinking about them. Let's go through the list of all the names. Carlota Yezandino. Patium, Gural, Alba, Marina, Gold Point, Ice Point, Indian Point, Iron Point, Netus, New Hillis, Silver Point, Trotter. And today's the last ones to arrive. To the persecuted. Patsy, Constance, and Latafa. What a moment. What a problem that's coming for Cuba. Cuba is going to run out of fuel completely. If nothing happens, if nothing changes, it's going to be in a very complicated position. But, well, we'll see. Look at this. Look, pay attention to this detail, what you're about to see now. Wow de Jagua, we enter through here. A narrow passage to stay protected, and that's where part of the Ghost Fleet is. Sandino, we've mentioned him. This ship, Sandino, we see photos here. It's also a pretty big oil tanker. Donald Trump goes after the big ones. He doesn't go after the little guys. Donald Trump wants heavy ships. Sandino is one of them. The next one next to it, Pedium, is also right there and in flames. Photographs of Pedium. Here we have them. It's the photograph of Pedium. Let's put it here so we can see it clearly. There it is. This ship, now flying the Cuban flag, previously Panama, could be attacked in open sea. The problem is that many of these ships are anchored off the Cuban coast, but others are out at sea, some in the Mediterranean. Be careful because there could be assault operations in the Mediterranean. We continue to see ships, Amelia, another ship that is also part of the Ghost Fleet. Same traits now anchored, Cienfuegos. Let's continue because I have a list made here. Interesting. I'll try to find it. Let's take the names. It'll be much easier. Come on, let's look for where some of them are. I know some are in the Mediterranean area. Around here. There are some of them around here. Not all of them are official. Cuban or Venezuelan. In fact, the Venezuelans don't carry the Venezuelan flag. Most.
Yeah.
simply because of a detail, an important detail.
Ante.
Second, I'll change the screen to see this better. This includes an important detail. And that is, if the United States starts taking away its ships, Cuba will drown, the regime will fall. If the situation is already bad because the situation is bad, if this starts
Tá.
to get tighter, there's going to be a serious problem here. Okay, we got it. Some ghost ships. Right now, north of Algeria, we find the Fortune, another one of the sanctioned ships. By the United States of America. There it is. Let's adjust the screen. Here we are. The Fortune is right there. We get out of there. Another ship near Turkey. The Sinosaurus, another one of the historic ships that could be or fall into the hands of the United States of America. Let's continue. Now we're heading to India.
Yeah.
Right now at the port we meet with Jerica, another one of the tankers. From Nicolas Maduro's Ghost Fleet, and we're already seeing the connections. Algeria, India,
Yeah.
Turkey. Let's keep going a bit. The ones we mentioned that are in the Cienfuegos area, plus the ones on the Matanzas coast. Here we have two.
Dos.
Esperanza, which is also there, another of the sanctioned ships, and Maria Cristina, another of the ships sanctioned by the United States of America.
Yeah.
Right now at sea, Lourdes. Another one of the tankers, another one of those that right now could. The Marines could come in and take it to Florida.
Yeah.
Lords. Good names. There are many more. The list is endless. They're all around the world. Let's try with Silver Point, for example, to see where it is. Silver Point is right now in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. Can Silver Point be captured? Realize that this could be the next victim. What has Nicolas Maduro been doing to hide? They have been playing with global positioning system references and locations, but of course, the drone, the QR4, has located them all, every single one of them. So there's no way to escape. At this moment,
Do.
from the eyes and the gaze of the United States, of America, what else? Do we have family?
Yeah.
The statements last night that God gave, also from Donald Trump. And about Marco Rubio, what Marco Rubio just wrote 2 hours ago. Marco Rubio, this topic is something personal. It's something that's important to him. And did he write something to President of the United States? Shall we see it? The same Congressman Carlos Jimenez has prompted another message. Marcos, thanks to the leadership. Marco Rubio says, thanks to the leadership of President of the United States. The United States is holding Maduro's narco nephews accountable, and the United States Treasury is sanctioning them for their illicit activities that harm him.
Dicam.
The United States and destabilize our entire region. Marco Rubio, potential future United States president. What do you think? What do you think about this story? I see it. I see it as pretty convincing. They're not going to leave a single one here. You can't leave a single one here. And Marco Rubio knows it. And Maria Corina knows it. The biggest war machine right now? Ready. Ready. Nicolas Maduro doesn't show up today. Why doesn't Nicolas Maduro show up today? Have they told you anything? Have any senators or congressmen who have ties to the Cartel of the Sun said anything? Has anything been leaked? C-17 plane right now, heading to Puerto Rico. Planes from Puerto Rico that started taking off from 6 p.m. Venezuela time. Local time in Venezuela. Right now it's 6:44.
4.
Until after 5 in the morning. The United States of America has closed part of Puerto Rico's airspace every night. And also, tankers are currently over the Caribbean Sea. And Mulino, who is returning from Oslo to Panama. I like Panama Guam. I like it when presidents say Panama Guam, Argentina Guam. They're all from the same circle, and the United States controls the region. Mulino is coming back on this plane right now. Images of Mulino's plane crossing right now. The danger zone. Sunset for Mulino's plane, which will soon be in Panama. Also, to follow the crisis, from this close, notice that a very similar route has been taken. In this case, Mulino has refueled in Nova Scotia. At this airport, Halifax, which is a typical Canadian airport, these kinds of hops are made. Why? Because of range issues, the reach of these planes. Mulino's plane, which has been there and which Donald Trump has taken in the last few hours. He has insulted Mulino, tried to humiliate him, and Mulino, with class, with education, has made him look like a madman. With just a few words, Mulino has made Donald Trump and Maduro look ridiculous. Good for Mulino. Very, very elegant. Very elegant. Donald Trump yesterday was talking about him, talking about Mulino. We're going to look for it here on video. I think we have it, and it's important to listen. Sorry, Maduro, about Mulino. Panama, right now, one of the best and most stable economies in Central America. A country that's compared to Florida in the United States. What's up with Nicolas Maduro? What can you say about Panama when you know that many of your friends who launder their money go to Panama? They fly there and have mansions in Panama? Mulino, maybe he should also start thinking about hitting Nicolas Maduro's pocket. In fact, I think Donald Trump is going to invite him to do it. But what did he say? Could he...
If they want to get into trouble with Venezuela, woe to those countries. And I'm specifically talking right now about Trinidad and Guyana. You go ahead and get involved. Let the gringos attack Venezuela. Let them do whatever they want to Venezuela. You go ahead and get involved. Take it however you want. Interpret it as you like. Guyana belongs to Venezuela. Trinidad was always Venezuelan territory. Take it however you want. Take it however you want. because to think they're going to come and trample us, and stupid. That's any president who thinks this is only about Venezuela. Very stupid is the one who thinks this is only against Venezuela. This is crazy because Maduro is president. No, that's because Diaz-Canel is president in Cuba. No, because the thing is that Daniel is over there. Look, when we divide ourselves, what happens is interesting.
This is interesting, and we also have to examine it. Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago, what's going to happen there? What's going to happen in Trinidad and Tobago and in Guyana? Shall we take a look? Let's check the map to view the upcoming operations in Trinidad and Tobago. 1 second, we're adding it. Our battle map. And we're going to take a look at it. What does God mean by those threats? Trinidad and Tobago scenario. What is the greatest danger right now? For the island, one of the landmarks. Only 10 kilometers separate them at the Boca del Dragon Strait. What a name. Trinidad and Tobago from Venezuela?
No.
The dragon can turn into fire. Why? We have information that in recent weeks, Venezuela has also been conducting exercises on Patos Island. These here are patrols with the boats provided by Iran. The intention is clear. They have placed Grad-type rocket launchers throughout the area at the tip of the dragon's mouth. What is the intention if we count in meters and kilometers? To launch with a range of 40 kilometers. Attacks north of Trinidad and Tobago. To close the dragon's mouth, also to use this other point. Kuria. This area here, its port, houses those famous Iranian boats loaded with anti-ship missiles. I could try, and we can see the situation in Trinidad and Tobago with the ships. Let's take a look over here. What is the current situation? About the ships, take a look. Could Nicolas Maduro try to close off entry to Trinidad and Tobago from this point and attack ships that are in this area? It would be one of the most likely responses in the event of an attack by the United States of America. Places of interest. Port of Spain. Port of Spain is the economic base of Trinidad and Tobago. Nicolas Maduro, using these ships, the ones we've mentioned, we have images of them here. You can see them here. These patrol boats, a kind of boats loaded with anti-ship missiles. Nothing sophisticated, very basic, but lethal against a civilian ship. They could be used to launch attacks. And from the coast, they could also try to launch these anti-ship missiles provided by Iran. Nicolas Maduro's criminal associate, Daros, reports on the situation at this moment. This is what Diosdado is referring to. Guyana issue. What could we encounter? Guyana issue, same as before. Nicolas Maduro could try to launch rockets at towns on the border with Guyana. The scenario in Trinidad and Tobago is more likely as American ships, radars, and special operations teams are present there. The other scenario is less likely. Among other things, they control the entire Orinoco Delta and all the rivers that come from the Venezuelan jungle. One of the biggest problems the regime is facing right now is the strict control that the forces of the United States of America are exercising over that territory. We are going to face that situation. We are going to face the situation where Trinidad and Tobago will be attacked. Is it possible that Nicolas Maduro's regime wants to launch a response to cover? Their propaganda claims they attacked Trinidad and Tobago for collaborating with the United States. Would it be possible? It could be one of the possible scenarios in this story. We have to keep that in mind. No one should forget it. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking for details. Important details. What's happening? What's going on? Nicolas Maduro. I can't handle my life. Here we have it.
I'll answer you. One. A very famous song. Don't worry, be happy, la la. Don't worry, be happy, la. Just peace, not war.
This is likely to cost Nicolas Maduro his life. It's likely. What Nicolas Maduro did yesterday, singing to Donald Trump. It's likely that he made the decision to get rid of him. It's the final blow after weeks of mocking the President of the United States of America. Breaking news. Pay attention to this. Breaking news right now, family. Breaking news. Apparently, according to reports, according to what is being said, pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. It's reported, it's said that F-35A aircraft from the Vermont Air National Guard were joining the deployment in the Caribbean Sea to overthrow Nicolas Maduro. We already had the Navy's F-35S, now they're arriving. The ones from the National Guard. This is getting spicier and spicier. Family, your likes? Oh my, what's about to happen? It's growing. Things are escalating. And I'm here waiting for my F-15S to arrive. I want to see the F-15S come in. I want to see the F-15S remove Maduro. Brutal, 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 brutal. When this is deployed, when this starts, there won't be anywhere to hide. Nicola, you have to get out of there, Nicholas. You have to leave. Has he mentioned leaving, Nicolas Maduro? He's spoken with Belarus and Belarus with Nicolas Maduro. Belarus with Nicolas Maduro. Belarus and Nicolas Maduro. For a possible escape? Possible escape. Pay attention to the video we have exclusively. Bombshell. Bombshell, what Aeronoticias Venezuela just published.
Vuela.
Bombshell, what Aeronoticias Venezuela has just published.
Vuela.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. One moment, family.
Yeah.
We need to analyze this before publishing it. Let's see. Aeronoticias Venezuela.
Vuela.
What they just published. Oh my goodness. What is this? Oh, goodbye. Wow. An F-18 flying over one of the narcos' boats. There you go. And on top of that, it broke the sound barrier. On top of it. It left them deaf, huh? Come on, let's listen to it. Let's hear the sound. I want the sound from the video. Let's see what happened here. Sound. They didn't play music. We can't. Why did you play music? No. Well, that's it. The F-18. It did a little flyby to let you know. In the next few minutes, you're going to receive a visit from a Hellfire missile. Start evacuating, put on your life jackets, and abandon the ship. They're cornered. They're really cornered. There's no way out of this. There's no way out of this situation.
Yeah.
Madness. Total madness.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, the Marines. What a week they've had, huh? What a week those guys have had. The Navy SEALs, the Navy, everyone making a huge mess, huh? Really, really intense. What madness. What madness. What madness. Absolute madness. This is crazy. This is crazy. Do you realize? Even if it's just a little realize? What's happening? Look at this photo. This is right now the Strait of Gibraltar, just a while ago. We told you Ghost Fleet ships are over there. P-8 aircraft spotted, one north of Algeria, east of the Balearic Islands. And one more in the Strait of Gibraltar. We don't grasp how significant this is right now. We don't realize it. Maduro has a problem. A serious problem. Carlos Eric Malpica Flores also has a serious problem, Celia's nephew. Francisco Flores, also called Frankie. Their planes can now be stopped in the air. They can now be halted midair. It's over. It's just that in Goldberg, game over. Come on, let's go to the map to see what's happening in the skies. I see this more clearly every time. I don't know, you guys, let's look at your comments. Come on, family, let's see if those memberships are doing well today. Everything is starting to make sense. Everything we're seeing is starting to make sense. Everything that's happening is starting to make sense. Please let us know. Where are you connecting from tonight? Where are you visiting from? Military strategies. Come on. Let's check out the comments. Super chats. I'm from Spain. What do you think? Thank you, Milagro. I see it going badly for the Spanish Socialist Workers' Party. I see it going badly for Maduro's allies. I see it going badly for those ships out in the Mediterranean. Pedro, thanks for the super chat. Alvaro, strategies. Can you picture POTUS and Maria Corina Machado in the White House watching SEALs in action on a screen? It would be the image of the year. I think it's a possible scenario. It's not just imaginable. I think it's possible. Alvaro, I think of the White House crisis room. The same one that took down Osama bin Laden. The same one that took down al-Baghdadi from the Islamic State could also take down Nicolas Maduro. That room is going to become legendary. There's a notice to airmen for the south of Puerto Rico at 11, right, Roderick? That's right. There's a notice to airmen in Puerto Rico. We've mentioned it. Nestor, thank you so much for that super chat, Miriam. Excellent. Moderators will finally see freedom for Cuba and Venezuela, thanks to Trump and Marco Rubio. And there is Andrea with her memberships, 50/50 memberships. Angel, the background music gives it a touch. You have to bring it to life. We need to give this some life and action already. See? Every day we're adding new things. We're trying things out. We're introducing new ways of seeing things. What are you looking for right now? Let's see. Let's see what story. Something must have happened today off the coast of Spain.
Yep.
This is going to make Sanchez very nervous. Sanchez dislikes business disruptions. What the hell had to happen there for two P-8 Poseidon planes to have been doing?
Entiendo.
The Bermuda Triangle in front of Cadiz? Something must have happened there. Almost nothing, as Radar Spain says. Almost nothing. Something has happened there. All right. More things are coming. What are those C-17 planes carrying? What could that C-17 plane that's landing right now in Puerto Rico be carrying? This one, from here to 11,000 feet. What could it be? What do you guys think it has? Attention with this. Let's change the picture. Look at what one of these planes can carry. Images, photography. Puerto Rico. Helicopters. Why do we need more helicopters? To assault ships, to assault islands. First it was the ships. And Horchila when? How long will it take the United States of America to launch the Horchila F-35A towards the Caribbean? It's game over. I don't know if you realize it.
That it's game over. Do you realize
The situation right now? By the way, the plumber from the Spanish Socialist Party could end up in jail. And I've already warned that if they put me in jail, socialism should tremble. Right now, they've got a mess on their hands. In other words, what Donald Trump is doing is making you aware of history. What Donald Trump is doing is shaking things up. To Maduro, Cuba, and Sanchez. Literal. With these leaks, with everything that's happening, they're basically finishing him off. Just realize the story. Maria Comandari, thanks for the super chat. Without oil, the Cuban dictatorship will lose its resources. Long live free Cuba. That's true, Henry. It's very true. Greetings from the land of the Monarca dictatorship, Mexico. Guillermo del Castillo, thank you for your support. And would they send everyone to Belarus? Maduro and Diosdado? I don't know, Findy. I don't think so, and if they go there, they'll finish them off there. Maduro isn't stupid. He knows that if he goes to Russia, they're going to kill him. He knows it. Janice, thank you. Why? Because Nicolas Maduro knows a lot. He knows too much.
Hello.
Knowing too much? It's a problem, and not a small problem. Actually, it's a serious problem, a big one, a very big one. Maduro now has to think very carefully about his options. One of them could be the one we're about to see now in military strategies. Where could Nicolas Maduro go? Half the world is asking this question. It's the question we all want to know. Venezuela is an area where 60% of its territory is controlled by guerrillas and drug traffickers, especially the southern part of the country. The jungle area, the lungs of Venezuela. A true paradise. A labyrinth of national parks lost in the jungle with clandestine airstrips for small planes to take off, mines, and logistical capacity. To spend a long time there, Nicolas Maduro and his people could hide for months. Wait for the storm to pass. We have seen flights to Santa Elena in recent weeks. Here in this area, at this airport, we've seen a lot of activity. We also know there are military barracks nearby, controlled by the guerrilla as well. Near the border with Brazil, Maduro could move between the two worlds. With the help of his henchmen to hold out for a long time, it could be Maduro could be hiding in the jungle soon. There are clandestine airstrips. There are helipads, mansions, airstrips like this one. Look. Double runway for small plane takeoffs. The United States would have to deploy inside Venezuela. Planes to control it. Realize the technical difficulty of the story. A delicate situation for the country. Nicolas Maduro not leaving Venezuela is a risk. His intention is to destabilize the transition toward full democracy. The regime's fanatics, the Chavistas, are going to try, especially in the Caracas area, to be visible. And he has said it. We are stability. Without us, there is no peace. The Nobel Peace Prize winner and director said that's not peace, that's submission. Maduro's letter: survive the first attack, flee to the jungle, and become a guerrilla legend. Like El Che and many others. Will he make it? I have my doubts lately. Nicolas Maduro isn't taking precautions when going out in public. The United States could take advantage of one of those moments. Launch an attack and finish him before he escapes. It's likely that the first attack we see will be against him. It can happen, it can occur. Come on, he's family, please. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, 20,000 people, let's subscribe. We have to reach 300,000, 160,000 today. I'm sure we can do it with your help. I'm sure we can make it. Meanwhile, they're on social media right now. Keep going at it.
Dale que te pego.
Against Maria Corina. All right then, attention.
Yeah.
Photo from OK Diario. Note the photo published by OK Diario. Exclusively. What could it be, family?
Yeah.
What could the photograph in a Spanish newspaper be?
Señor.
Any suspicion? Go to the ugly one, Concordo. And who is the fat receiver, along with Abalos from the gold suitcases? Unreleased footage of Betty Delsey. Meeting with Cordoba. The plot is being uncovered. Every minute that passes, the plot is revealed. Unpublished photo, Oct 2021, Caracas. After Delsey's suitcase night in 2020, Cordoba visited Delcy in Venezuela. 3 months after Pedro Sanchez dismissed Abalos as minister, Cordoba left the ministry with Abalos, where he was an advisor for everything. However, he continued to maintain his political contacts with the Venezuelan network.
No.
Phone recordings from the Central Operative Unit of the Spanish Civil Guard. Maduro's vice president called him K, his code name, and agreed to meet him in Caracas. When I can, I'll call you through another means and tell you thank you. I'll be there on Thursday whenever you can receive me. He would say to Cordoba to the lady, to which Delcy would reply, "All right, K." The photos published by OK Diario are from that meeting, precisely. Cordoba, wearing a blue suit, red tie, and black shoes, was received in the presidential office of Venezuela's capital. Let's show the full photo. Scandal, total scandal. The plot? The plot of the Cilindrina in Spain. This is going to drag the Spanish government down. It's going to lead it to misery. In addition, Cordoba stayed in a 5-star hotel on a commercial flight that had a layover in Turkey. Cordoba. To throw people off, he traveled to Turkey and from Istanbul to Caracas. Do you remember that famous Turkish Airlines flight, that one? For 2 nights, he stayed at the Melia Hotel in Caracas, one of the most luxurious in the country. Afterwards, this hotel, which is located in Sabana Grande in Caracas, with an outdoor pool and business center, 3 restaurants. Luxury for the plot. Cordoba said goodbye to Delcy. An invitation letter signed by Minister Jose Luis Abalos to invite her to the country. So that she could meet with members of the government. The scheme. The upcoming scheme, family, incredible. It's 12/16. In Spain, it's already 12/12. December 12th. And we're still waiting. We're still waiting for something to happen in the skies. For unsettling things to start happening. Tonight, families, you're live with us. Your likes are super important. The international plot of the Cartel of the Sun's regime exposed today, here. The hammer's coming down hard. Today we're really delivering a strong blow, a total blow in military strategies. Tremendous. These things, tremendous. It's incredible. It's very, very incredible. What's going to happen now when the F-35s arrive tonight? What's going to happen? What did the White House spokesperson say? We're connecting with the White House. Breaking news.
In Venezuela, aligned with the supporters of the Make America Great Again base, it risks the potential of a
Ground attacks in Venezuela could risk a prolonged war.
prolonged war and U.S. troops.
And that American troops are involved. Answer: prolonged war is certainly not.
Prolonged war is definitely not something this president is interested in.
What are you interested in?
It has been
Very clear about who La Paz is.
Peace. He also wants to see the end of illegal drugs being trafficked.
He wants illegal drug trafficking to the United States stopped.
into the United States and taking
that the lives of hundreds of thousands
hundreds of thousands of Americans across our country.
across the entire country.
Potential invasion or
He asked about a possible ground invasion of Venezuela. That was his question. Trump wants it to be quick. Just one way to end this. A quick total decapitation strike. Total decapitation strike. We hit 360,000 followers. Thanks so much, family. We've reached 360,000 followers. Thank you so much, family,
Yeah.
for being live with us.
Trust.
Every day, we're growing more here at Military Strategies. Every day, bringing you news told in a different way. What happens in the world, what goes on wherever it may be. We open a window to explain to you what's happening. Thank you so much for being part of this community. Thank you for making this dream a reality. Family.
Yeah.
History is written every day, every minute. The history of Venezuela's freedom from Israel, with its war in Gaza, from the war against Iran, from the war against the Houthis, against Hezbollah, against all tyrannies. Here we are in this digital army, in this community that does not bow to anyone and that, like the Marines, will fight until the end. It has been hard, family, very hard. Censorship, complaints, sabotage. But here we are, standing one more day, ready to fight with our swords held high. Thank you so much, family.
Yep.
360,000 followers. Military Strategies, the leading news channel in Spanish. 15 million views and growing every day. What moments we've shared, family, and what stories await us. And right now, when there were people who no longer believed Venezuela is about to achieve freedom, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Military Strategies. All together, family, all together. Well, what a night. What a night. That's the situation. That's how it is. Things can happen at any moment. Everyone stay alert. Tonight could be the night. Family, thank you for joining us live.
Trust.
See you in the next show here on Military Strategies. Take care.